Moses. When Moses went up to Mount Sinai on God's request to pick up the tablet that had the 10 commandments that would govern their conduct as a people, a lot of strange things started to happen. After he left the people, whether out of anxiety or the devil's influence, the people started to put pressure on Aaron to make a god for them to worship. After much pressure, Aaron obliged and directed them to bring everything made of gold with them so as to make a golden calf. Of course, this action made God very angry. Let's read Exodus 32, 1-14 to see what transpired, and how Moses negotiated with God through persuasion, and how he pleaded with him till mercy changed the verdict. Now when the people saw that Moses delayed coming down from the mountain, they gathered together before Aaron and said to him, "Come, make us a god who will go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us up here from the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him." So Aaron replied to them, "Take off the gold rings that are in your ears of your wives, your sons and daughters, and bring them to me." So all the people took off the gold rings that were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. And he took the gold from their hands and fashioned it with an engraving tool and made it into a molten calf. And they said, "This is your God, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt." Now when Aaron saw the molten calf, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made a proclamation and said, "Tomorrow shall be a feast to the Lord." So they got up early the next day and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. Then the people sat down to eat and drink and got up to play, shamefully without moral restraint. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go down at once, for your people whom you have brought up from the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have quickly turned aside from the way which I have commanded them. They have made themselves a molten calf and have worshipped it and sacrificed to it and said, 'This is your God, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt.' The Lord said to Moses, 'I have seen this people, and behold, they are a stiff-necked, stubborn, rebellious people. Now, therefore, let me alone and do not interfere, so that my anger may burn against them, and that I may destroy them, and I will make of you, your descendants, a great nation.' But Moses appeased and entreated the Lord his God and said, 'Lord, why does your anger burn against your people whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, with evil intent their God brought them out to kill them in the mountains and destroy them from the face of the earth? Turn away from your burning anger and change your mind about harming your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, Jacob, your servants to whom you swore an oath by yourself, and said to them, I will multiply your descendants as the stars of the heavens, and all this land of which I have spoken I will give to your descendants, and they shall inherit it forever.' So the Lord changed his mind about the harm which he had said he would do to his people. After this sinful act, Moses stood in the gap to pray for mercy on behalf of the people. This demonstrates a true leader who truly cared about the people he was leading despite their shortcomings. It shows a deep-seated connection and love, even though they made a wrong decision. Asking God to change his earlier decision and punishment saved them from destruction.